So namaste yogis. Welcome to Yin Yoga. My name is Patti and I'm going to guide you through practice today. So a little housekeeping before we read our waiver. You can do the entire practice without props, but if you have available a couple of pillows or a bolster, maybe a blanket if you want at any point, or a couple of blocks, you're welcome to use them. You can go run and grab anything right now that you might need while I'm reading our little waiver. So you have a couple minutes. In order to make these classes as freely accessible as possible to our participants, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of the class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure you have moved nearby furniture and other potential hassles. If you are participating in a yoga class or a class that involves laying on the ground, we recommend using a mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice and care as needed. William & Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical exam and follow the advice of your healthcare provider before participating. So we're ready to begin. So if you have your props, I'm going to ask that you move them to the side for right now as we recline down onto the mat. And we're going to find a starfish. So as you make your way to the mat, you're going to let the right leg just move out towards the right corner of the mat, the left leg towards the left corner. You're going to take the right arm, reach it out and up and overhead, and then the left arm, reach it out and up and overhead. You're going to take a moment to make adjustments on the mat. You're going to make sure that the pelvis is neutral, the shoulder blades neutral on the mat. And then drawing awareness to the right arm individually, let it find its happy place. Left arm, let it find its place. Draw awareness to the right leg, let it relax. And then the left leg. And then just letting yourself start to notice the breath. Notice the natural rhythm of the breath. Not doing anything to change the breath, just noticing. Making adjustments on the mat as the spine maybe begins to lengthen. And then draw awareness back to the breath and take a nice deep inhale. Nice long exhale. 2 more rounds here. Nice deep, deep inhale. Long, long exhale. 3rd round, deep inhale. Long exhale. And then drawing awareness now back to the breath, getting on the same page. We're just going to take one nice inhale, exhale, and then we're going to inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now allow yourself to just stop into an even rhythm of breath that just speaks to you right now. Knowing as we went through that stair step or elevator breath, one of those breaths might have spoken to you, but maybe there was something in between that spoke to you. See if you can find that breath nice and even that starts to turn on your parasympathetic nervous system. Noticing yourself softening on the mat on the exhales. A few more rounds of breath here as you just settle in. And then our theme for tonight's practice is along the lines of staying in this present moment. Noticing the flow and just going with it. We've all had some interesting few weeks where we've had to make major and minor adjustments in our lives and schedules. So tonight I thought we would explore seeing how that's been affecting our physical body. So as we move into practice today, we'll explore the whole body. We're going to tune our awareness inwards. So even throughout practice, if you're comfortable with your eyes being closed, you're welcome to stay throughout practice with the eyes closed as you turn that awareness in. You're going to notice what's going on in the physical body as we move into the postures and holding the postures. As we allow the connective tissue to open up, letting the muscle relax. And as we prepare to move into our first posture, we're going to take the hands and draw them down along the side of the body. We're going to bring the feet in so that they're in line with the hips, almost as if we're in a traditional shavasana. And then on an inhale, you're going to roll over to the right side. You're going to put a bend in the knees and you're going to stack the knees. If you'd like, you can use a pillow or a blanket in between the legs. If you do that, just take a moment to notice. Make sure knee is on top of knee. And then allow the right arm to be a pillow or cradle for your head for just a moment. As you settle in here, you're welcome to stay in this space. But if it feels right for you to start to open up that left shoulder as you begin to come into a little bit of a twist with the upper body, making that shoulders way down to the mat. Maybe bringing arms to cactus arms or a T. See if you can keep the gaze up at the ceiling here. So you're keeping that chin nice and neutral. Staying in that beautiful rhythm of breath. Letting yourself explore. Remembering if this is too much for you, you can always make your way back to that comfortable fetal position. If you decide that you want to stay in that space, you can always reach the left arm up and overhead, getting some length in the side body. Wherever you're at, see if you can find that neutrality in your chin. Settling into the rhythm of breath, notice the sensations within. Let yourself draw the breath into that first sensation you feel. See if you can soothe that sensation, relax that sensation. Remembering as we come into the stillness of the postures, as the body begins to open up, let that happen naturally. Let yourself soften into the mat. As the body begins to open up, making minor adjustments. If you settled into the twist and it feels right now to turn the head, allow yourself to turn the head. And as you're more than halfway done with the posture, allow yourself the time, maybe on your next few exhales, to just find one or two spaces you can soften just a little bit more. And if you are in the twist and you've taken the gaze over a shoulder, draw the gaze back to neutral. Then on an inhale, drawing that left shoulder up, you are going to make your way back into that fetal position. If you lifted the arm up and overhead and stayed in the fetal position, you're going to draw that left hand back down along the side of the body. And then from here, if you are using a pillow or a bolster, you're going to release the pillow to the bolster. You're going to let the legs go long, and you're going to roll back onto your back. Then from here, just taking a moment to adjust yourself on the mat. Notice the right and the left side of the body. And then we're going to make our way to the other side now. So we're going to roll to the left side. If you use that blanket or bolster, or pillow, you're going to bring that with you. You're going to roll onto the left side. You're going to come into that fetal position, maybe bringing the blanket or pillow or bolster in between. You're going to let the left arm be a pillow or cradle for the head. And you're just going to take a moment to check in here. You're going to make sure just on the other side that the knees are stacked. That's going to help us keep the hips in line too, keep them stacked. And from here, if it feels right, to start to open up that right shoulder, coming into the twist from here. Making adjustments with the arms, whether they be in cactus or a T. You're gonna keep the gaze up at the ceiling to start. You're gonna notice the subtle differences, or maybe they're not so subtle on this side. Remembering we have the same options on this side we did on the other. So if you got here and you're like, whoa, this is way too much for me today, come back to that left side and reach that right arm up and overhead if you want to deepen it from there. Breathing in and out. Keeping that parasympathetic nervous system working. Staying in that place of peace and calm. Then as the body begins to open, or you start to feel that sense of comfort, if you want to deepen the posture, maybe taking the gaze over the shoulder. As you're more than halfway done here, just allowing yourself the time. Maybe find one space you can relax just a little bit more. And as we make our way into our final time here, if you have the gaze over the shoulder, you're just going to draw the gaze back to neutral. Just a few rounds of breath here. And then on an inhale, drawing awareness into that right shoulder. You're gonna start to lift the right shoulder up, coming back into that fetal position. If you have the arm up and overhead, you're gonna draw the hand down along the side. Taking a pause here, and then as you're ready, you're gonna release the bolster or pillow or blanket and roll back onto your back. Just noticing the subtle effects or differences on this side. Softening into the mat, staying in that beautiful breath. Then from here, as you're ready, as mindfully as you can, you're just gonna roll yourself over onto your abs from here. You're getting yourself long on the mat. Maybe you take a moment to place one palm on top of the other, resting the third eye on those hands, and just let yourself settle in here, rocking side to side, relaxing the shoulders. And from this space, you're going to take the right arm, bring it out to a T, left arm out to a T. You're going to find your right cheek on the mat. As you draw that right cheek to the mat, notice the shifts and changes that happen within the body. And just allow yourself, if you need to make some gentle movement, to just settle in here to find stillness, go ahead and go there. Making minor adjustments as the body begins to open up. You feel the need to lengthen the spine a little by lifting the head up and just bringing the head back down. Go ahead and go there. See if you can on the next few exhales, find some place you can soften just a little bit more on the mat. And then just noticing with total curiosity as we're moving through postures, the spaces that are needing a little more love and breath. And then also making sure you're noticing the spaces that are just doing totally awesome, just moving with the flow. Coming to a place of gratitude for those spaces. Then as we prepare to move, making sure we move as mindfully and slowly as possible. On an inhale, bringing that third eye to the mat. If it feels right to draw the hands back into center, you're welcome to do so, resting the hands on the mat underneath that third eye. If you can remember which hand was underneath first and just switch it this time. If you don't, no worries. Just take a couple breath cycles as we're here in center and just make any adjustments you need to on the mat. If it feels like you need to let the legs come a little longer, come up onto the toes, lengthen the legs, and then let the legs soften back down as you come onto the top of the feet. And then on an inhale, you're going to make your way, bringing your arms out to either T or cactus again, and you're going to find that left cheek now. Staying in that beautiful rhythm of breath that you created. Settling into stillness. Noticing differences, right versus left. Making minor adjustments as you need to, as maybe the body is beginning to open up a little quicker. With full awareness, sending the breath into the spaces that are needing a little more breath here. Remembering as the body begins to open up, if you need to lengthen, go ahead and go there, just lifting the head up, bringing the head back down, as mindfully as you can. And as we make our way into our final time here on this side, just noting, noticing, cataloging, but in that space of curiosity, not judgment, allowing the breath to soften spaces within. Then as we prepare to move, remembering to do it as mindfully and slowly as possible. On an inhale, lifting the third eye up, bringing hands underneath if that feels right, and then drawing the third eye back down to the mat. Taking several breath cycles here. And then as you're ready, we're going to bring hands underneath the shoulder pads. We're going to press into the hands as we make our way up and back into a child's pose. If it feels right before you settle into child's pose, you're welcome to take a cow and a cat. And then drawing the big toes together, you're going to sink back the hips towards the heels. Finding your third eye on the mat if that's available. Now you can always use one of your pillows or a blanket to rest the third eye on. And allow yourself to draw the arms along the side of the body here. We're coming into a traditional Balasana. Stay in your beautiful rhythm of breath. Remembering as you settle in, as the spine maybe begins to lengthen, knowing if you feel the need to lift the third eye off the mat, lengthening the spine. See if you can draw your awareness to the entire spine. Allowing yourself time to explore. Start to notice the connections along each side, right and left of the spine. Notice the sacrum as it sits in your pelvis. Then draw your awareness up to your shoulder blades. Is there anything you can do to relax them? As we make our way into the final minute here in Balasana or Child's Pose, can you soften into the mat just a little bit more? And then drawing awareness now into the hands, you're going to bring them underneath the shoulder pads, spreading the fingers nice and wide, hugging the elbows, and pressing up, moving the hands out, and making your way into the tabletop. As you come here, listen to what the body's telling you. If it feels like you need to extend the legs long, go ahead and reach them out one at a time, letting all 5 toes touch the mat, letting the blood rush through the knees. If you'd like to take a cat or a cow here, go ahead and go there. And then making your way back into your tabletop. From this space, we're going to make our way into a sleeping swan. You may know this as pigeon from your yang practice. Please know if this is too much on your knees, you can flip onto your back and do a figure 4. We're going to start with the right knee making its way up to the right thumb. You'll notice my heel is just about at my hip flexor here on the left side. We're going to take a moment here to stay in proud sleeping swan as we draw awareness into the hips. If you need to place a blanket or your pillow or a block underneath that right hip to keep the hips even, go ahead and go there. And then when you're ready, letting yourself come forward, maybe resting the third eye on the hands or the mat. See if you can draw that awareness one more time into the spine, lengthening the spine. Then draw your awareness into the left foot. See if you can point that left toe just a little bit more on that big toe. If it feels like you need a little length, go ahead and come up onto the toes of the left foot, lengthen the leg, and then draw the leg back and down. What do you notice here? Step into that space of curiosity. And from this space, we're going to bring the hands back underneath the shoulder pads, coming up into our proud swan. And then make our way back into that tabletop. If you're reclined in figure 4, you're just going to bring the feet to the floor and prepare to go to the other side, because we all know we're going to do both sides. So from here, if you're doing the sleeping swan and you feel like you want to take a cat and a cow, go ahead and go there. And then making your way into the left side. So drawing the left knee up to that left thumb. That right heel now is going to be close to that, I'm sorry, left heel close to right hip flexor. Sorry, got my left and right mixed up there. Come into your proud pigeon first. And then if you need to tuck something under to keep everything even, go ahead and go there. And then when you're ready, if it feels right to recline into the pose, go ahead and go there. We'll do the same thing on this side. Awareness into the spine, lengthening the spine. Then draw awareness into that right foot, lengthen. Reach with that big toe. If you need to, come up onto the toes to lengthen the leg a little, to soften a little more into it. Go there. Start to notice differences right versus left. Sending the breath into the spaces that need it. Then drawing hands back underneath shoulder heads. You're just going to make your way back in to tabletop. If you want to take a quick cat and a cow, you're welcome to just mindfully do it. And then from wherever you're at, we're going to meet in seated. We're going to come to easy pose here. And take a moment to just find those sits bones on the floor, reach the crown of the head. Once you feel like you have some beautiful length in the spine, draw awareness into the navel. Lift it up towards the rib cage. Bring the chin to neutral. Then make sure the shoulders are nicely placed over the hips. And then reach the arms out to a T. Then from here, draw the arms across. We're going to have right over left, cross at the elbows as we come into our eagle arm. So we have several options here. So hands placed on the shoulders like you're hugging yourself. Backs of the palms together, or the full bind. as we're doing this seated, see if you can draw this awareness to the core. Lift the core just a little bit higher. And then draw your awareness into those shoulder blades. What can you do to relax them? Breathe. Then releasing the hands. Bring the arms out to a T. And then from here, switching the legs out, you're gonna draw the arms over. This time left is gonna be over right. And you're going to find the position that's right for you. So whether it be hugging in, backs of the palms together, or the full bind. And then drawing awareness again to the shoulder. Make sure they're nicely placed over the hips. Make sure you've got that little bit of core engagement. And then see what you can do to relax the shoulders back and down. Few more breaths here. Where can you find some comfort? What can you relax on an exhale? And then as you're ready, you're gonna start to release the arms. Bring the arms out to that T. Lift the arms up and overhead and draw the hands to heart center. Take a couple nice breaths here. Roll the shoulders back a few times. And then roll the shoulders forward. Then just find stillness for just a moment. Just checking in. Then if you have pillows, blankets, blocks, or bolster, we're going to make our way into a heart opener. So stacking, putting your bolster down if you have that. You can line your blocks up like a little T. You can fold your blanket so it just rests along the spine. And of course, your pillows you can line up just like the bolster. And then when you're ready, you're just gonna recline down onto your props. And you're gonna take a moment here to just settle in. We worked our way through the body. I saved the heart opener for last. As we worked around and hopefully opened up a lot of different spaces, hopefully this heart opener feels totally awesome to settle into. Take your time here to get into position, knowing as the front side of the body begins to open up, let yourself make adjustments here. It allowed us a nice bit of time to settle in. So you have lots of options. Taking the arms out to T if that's available, palms facing up if that's available. You can bring the legs into butterfly or Baddha Konasana legs. You can have the feet planted on the floor, knees facing up. The legs could be long, either as if in Shavasana or like in Starfish from the beginning. But wherever you're at, letting yourself stay in that beautiful rhythm of breath. Making the minor subtle adjustments as the body begins to open. So letting the legs totally relax, let the toes go where they want to go. As the front side of the body opens up and it feels like you need to make adjustments with the pelvis, go ahead and go there. As the front side of the body opens up and you need to make adjustments with the shoulder blades, let that just happen. Notice the sensations within. So I chose this pose particularly for the end of practice, giving you the option to stay here in Shavasana or to lengthen the amount of time that you are here. Knowing as we will begin to move towards Shavasana, that if it feels right for you to stay here a little bit longer and move to Shavasana at your pace, you're welcome to do that. But if you're ready to transition towards Shavasana, you're going to take a moment to just check in. You're going to let your body be the guide as you make your way off your props. So whether that be bringing feet to the floor, maybe rolling to one side and removing the prop, or it may be coming up to seated, removing the prop, maybe finding a blanket Or maybe finding the pillows underneath the legs. Allowing yourself, wherever you're at, to just start to transition into that space of Shavasana, relaxation posture. Knowing all of our hard work is done. Knowing there's truly nothing left for us to do. So as you make your way into your Shavasana, allowing yourself to draw awareness back to that rhythm of your breath. Maybe starting to note the shifts and changes that have happened in the body in the last hour. And then just knowing that all your hard work is done. So truly the only thing left for you to do here is to just be. As you hear the sound of the singing bowl, let the sound resonate. Follow the sound so you don't hear it anymore. And then start to draw your awareness to your breath. If you're ready to start to make your way out of Shavasana, start to deepen your inhales. Lengthen your exhales. As you build the breath, allow yourself the time to notice within again. What is the subtle movement that your body wants to make as you draw more energy or breath into the body? Allow yourself the luxury of taking your time to explore this today. And then as you continue to build the breath, adding in more movement, when it feels right for you, allow yourself a full body stretch. Reaching the arms maybe up and overhead, maybe pointing and flexing the toes. And then when you're finished stretching, letting yourself roll to your right side. Finding that fetal position one more time. If it feels right this time to curl the knees up into the chest, getting a little bit of rounding in the back, you're welcome to do that. This place of new beginnings is the final seal of your practice today. So just taking a moment here of gratitude. You took the time to step into this beautiful act of self-care. You took the time to explore inwards. Then draw your awareness into your left hand and spread the fingers on that left hand nice and wide. Let that hand float down to the floor in front of you. As that hand settles in and you're ready to put some weight into the hand, come up to a comfortable seated position. Please do. And then if you're comfortable with meeting me with hands at heart center, you're welcome to do that. I thank you all for the privilege of guiding you through this Yin practice. I hope the benefits of this practice follow you into your week ahead. May you all be happy. May you be safe. May you walk this earth always in loving kindness, peace, good health, and always at ease. From my heart to all of your hearts, namaste, yogis. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you all. Have a wonderful week.